Hello, my friend, and welcome to a truly peaceful night at Sleepy Tales by John, a place where every story is woven from soft breaths, gentle light, and silences deep enough for your heart to finally rest. My name is John, and I'll be your storyteller tonight. I grew up among the mountain slopes of Colorado, where the sky stretches so wide that you feel you could reach up and touch the stars. And tonight, I'll take you there, to a place you might never have known existed. Before we begin the story, give yourself one deep breath, slow, full, and then let it go gently. Allow your body to sink into the bed that's holding you, the same way soft earth cradles the footsteps of a traveler at the end of the day. Tonight, there will be no worries, no burdens from life. Only you, the sound of the rain, and the quiet whisper of stillness. Now it's time for you to look out the window in your mind and imagine a vast sky opening up. A night calm enough to hear the universe breathing. The wind gliding past as if a tender hand is brushing through your hair. And the stars spilling down like tiny drops of light, guiding us toward another world. One where you are completely safe, held, and cared for. I'll take you through that door, a journey as light as the last wandering cloud drifting across the night sky. A journey where each whisper exists only to help you relax, deeper, softer, and quieter within your own presence. If you're ready, let tonight's story begin. As your breath slowly falls into rhythm with the pace of the night, I notice a small shift happening around us. As if the darkness itself understands that your mind needs a place to anchor, and so it steps back a little, allowing a tender glow from the sky to appear ahead. And in that moment, I know it's time to take you to the place that has always been my private world, a place where the moment you step inside, every worry shrinks down to nothing more than a speck of dust floating in moonlight. That place is Skyhaven Observatory, a mountaintop observatory in Northern California, where the sky feels just one breath closer. I spent many nights there in my younger days, back when life was full of questions without answers. And each time I returned, the wind around the dome remained so calm, so unshaken, that it convinced me some places exist solely to protect human stillness. You follow me up that thin ribbon of light, each step as gentle as if you're walking inside a dream woven by the universe itself. On both sides, the shadows of tall pines stand silent in the night, their trunks straight, their silhouettes long, yet they never seem cold. Instead, they look like quiet companions, standing guard to ensure your climb is filled with absolute peace, with no need to hurry. As we get closer, Skyhaven's glass dome shimmers in the moonlight like a sphere made of breath. The wind slips across the ridge, soft, like the touch of an old but loving hand brushing your shoulder. And from that moment, I can sense you beginning to feel what I often call the softness of space. The kind of feeling that makes you want to let go just a little more. I ease my hand against the old wooden door. The hinge releases a tiny creak, like wood whispering about time. Inside, the gentle light from the sky pours through the dome, no lamps needed. The room embraces us with a quiet deep enough for you to hear the light rhythm of your own heart. I stand beside you, watching you step into the wide room, where tall telescopes rise like guardians of the heavens. And as the starlight lands on your shoulders, I can feel you beginning to connect with something larger than yourself. Not in an overwhelming way, but with the softness of an old memory warming your chest. I turn off the last remaining lights, but instead of darkness falling, the sky's glow expands, becoming rounder, fuller, illuminating the room with a purity no bulb could ever recreate. It is the light of truth, of peace, of things that don't need to be spoken for you to feel them settling gently inside your chest. You stand there, and I stand beside you. No need for many words. Sometimes silence speaks the most clearly. The air softens, so tender it can slow even the most restless heart. Outside, the wind hums through the pines, sounding almost like a mother's lullaby from a distant lifetime. Warm, steady, full of protection. Slowly, your body grows lighter. Everything that has weighed on your shoulders for so long begins to dissolve. Skyhaven has always carried this quiet kind of magic. It doesn't do much, and yet it does everything needed to make the mind want to soften, to quiet, to release. From that moment, Skyhaven stops being an imagined place. It becomes real, an embrace from the universe, the beginning point of a journey your mind has already agreed to take. When the door behind us closes softly, leaving only the thin sound of wind brushing the mountain peak, the observatory holds just you, me, and the gentle light drifting down from the sky. Something special begins to unfold. Do you feel it? That moment when the air seems to sit down beside you, place a hand on your shoulder, and whisper, "Stay here." With each breath, I walk toward the old telescope and touch its cool metal surface. Moonlight spills down your shoulder like a silk ribbon, and in that instant I know you're ready for the deepest part of the journey. Not a place your feet will travel, but a place your mind will rise to. I turn to you and offer a small smile, the kind someone makes when beginning a story meant only for one listener. "Now," I say, soft as stardust, "place your hand on your chest and simply feel the weight of yourself." At once, you notice your body is lighter than it was just minutes ago. Not fading, just no longer tense. Your breath flows out like warm wind, flows in like a quiet flame beneath your lungs. Slow, steady, gentle. You close your eyes, and Skyhaven doesn't disappear. It simply changes its form. The light is still here, only now it glows from inside you. You don't need to imagine anything. You only feel. The weight on your shoulders softens. The warmth in your chest grows. The heaviness in your legs settles like roots finding safe earth. And from the center of your chest, where your patient heart beats its faithful rhythm, a tiny point of light appears. Small, but warm enough for you to lean into. The point grows, becoming a soft streak of light like a candle made from moon glow. And within that light, a staircase begins to form. Not wood, not stone, but strands of brightness as thin as mist, yet strong enough to carry a soul. "Come with me," I whisper, "and let's step onto this staircase of light." You open your inner eyes and place your foot on the first glowing step. Immediately, your body lifts, not by rising, but by becoming more transparent, more spacious. Every step you take causes the light beneath your foot to bloom into a gentle circle before dissolving like warmed dew. First step, you breathe in deeply. Second step, you exhale, and the weight of the whole day slides off your shoulders. Third step, warmth spreads from your chest down to your belly, down to your legs. No rush, no pressure. Even the sky seems to slow so it can walk with you. I'm beside you, though you don't need to look. You simply know someone is keeping you safe. That knowing makes your steps even lighter. Fourth step, your breath widens. Fifth, your hands soften. Sixth, your mind opens like the night sky. Nothing left to hold on to. Seventh step, a breeze passes, soft as a congratulation, brushing your face, your hair, your half-closed eyes. Then you notice there is no noise anymore, only breaths, only the faint trembling of light beneath your feet, only a space so wide it can cradle every part of your soul. Eighth step, You feel a sky forming inside you. 9th, you feel yourself floating. 10th, you stop. Not because the path ends, but because you now stand in the middle of the sky. Below you, Skyhaven is a small glass dome beneath an ocean of stardust. All around you are pale galaxies, faint clusters of stars, drifting ribbons of golden dust. The sky is no longer above, it's inside your breath. I stand beside you in a silence only tired souls understand. Your storytelling. Up here, you don't need to carry anything. I whisper. It's just you, the light, and the peace you've always deserved. You close your eyes, and this time, you don't fall. You rise, as light as the first breath of dawn, but painted in the deep colors of night. And as you float there in the open sky, so weightless that a single breath could make the stars ripple like water, I step closer, tilt my head, and share a secret only those who have truly touched the stillness of the universe ever hear. From here, I whisper, voice soft as mist, we can travel to a place very few have known. A place where light doesn't just shine, it sings. The sky ahead begins to shift, deep blue fading into soft violet, then melting into the pale glow of early petals of dawn. You stand still, but it feels like the universe is moving toward you. A gentle wind brushes your imagined skin, carrying a sound so faint that at first you think it's just your mind. But then it repeats, soft, steady, tender as the hum of someone rocking a child to sleep. I smile. You hear it, don't you? You nod, and I lift a hand, pointing toward the distance, where a slow-turning band of light spirals softly, like ribbons of moon thread bending to the will of cosmic wind. Feel, I say, is the whispering cloud. You look closer and realize it isn't a cloud like the ones on Earth. It doesn't drift across the sky. It doesn't dissolve. It seems to live. Every movement of it is a soft brush of light across the heavens. Every ripple of it is a breath, and every breath it takes creates a long, warm tone that vibrates like the sound of a string being gently touched by a fingertip. I place my hand on your back, a light gesture so you know I'm right here with you, that you are not alone in this journey beyond your body. Whispering Cloud, I begin, is the place where the echoes of stars long gone are kept. When a star closes the circle of its life, its light disappears, but its song still lingers somewhere in the universe. This cloud is where those songs come home. You listen without breathing harder or faster. Everything slows down, as if every cell in your body is loosening in quiet agreement. Whispering Cloud moves closer and closer, and the nearer it comes, the clearer its sound becomes. Not music, not a melody, not words. It is more like the sound of life itself, humming in another dimension where there is no fear, no rush, no noise, only the pure softness of things that have already been let go. Come, I whisper, let's move a little closer. And you follow me, light as if drifting on a gentle, weightless river. Whispering Cloud unfurls like a vast silk ribbon, and then tiny particles of light begin to fall like rain, but without cold. They touch your hand, and the first sensation isn't warmth or chill, but a lightness no language can quite reach. When you open your palm, the drops of light rest upon your skin, and they are warm, very warm, like touching the feathers of a little bird that has just awakened from a long sleep. I stand facing you, the clouds glow reflecting in your eyes like countless tiny stars. Do you know why it feels warm, I ask, my voice almost dissolving into the humming all around? Because every echo of those vanished stars that lingers here is their most beautiful part. Not their explosive heat, not their blinding brightness, only what was softest, that they left behind for the universe. The cloud's hum slows now, falling into the rhythm of your breathing. You lift your hand a little higher, and your whole hand sinks into that layer of light. It feels like placing your hand into a soft, weightless space that is somehow full of life. The light curls around your fingers, as delicately as a tiny creature resting its head in your hand to sleep. I speak very softly, as if afraid of disturbing the magic unfolding in front of you. Let Whispering Cloud tell you what it has been keeping, and then you hear it. Not with your ears, not with your mind, but with the deepest part of your body, where your worries, unhealed memories, and unnamed sadnesses are still curled up. Whispering Cloud touches that very place. It rises in a long, slow tone, like someone singing you a song you used to love as a child, a song you've long forgotten, and layer by layer, the tension inside you slowly unwinds. You stand there, letting the cloud's light wrap around your palm, your wrist, your arm. The feeling is like the safety you've been searching for all this time, a safety that asks for no promises, no conditions, and simply exists. I touch your shoulder lightly, my voice drifting across the sky like a small stream. When you touch Whispering Cloud, you aren't just touching light. You're touching the history of everything that has ever been beautiful in the universe. You breathe out, a long, thin breath, light as mist. Whispering Cloud breathes out with you, and in that moment, you and the cloud become one. No more boundary between your body and the light, no more distance between you and the universe. Only one thing remains, the absolute stillness of all that is gentle. When Whispering Cloud exhales its final breath, like a melody slowly sinking into the background of the sky, the light around you begins to change. The particles that once clung softly to your hands, resting on your skin like feathers, now dissolve into thin, sparkling strands. They drift upward, merging with the sky, then suddenly blossom into thousands of tiny points of light. Not fireworks, not lightning, they are so soft, so slow, so kind, that you feel as if each speck of light carries its own tender breath. I look at you and smile, barely. The cloud finishes its song, I say. The universe often leaves behind a few little gifts like these. You look around, and the world is no longer any single place. There is no ground, no horizon, no above or below. Only space, opening infinitely, light as an ocean you are floating in, and the most beautiful thing is, you're not sinking, you're not rising, you are simply being held. As if the universe has stretched out its arms to catch you, so you can feel the true emptiness of peace. No sound, no pull, nothing to do, just to be exactly where you are. As you grow more familiar with this feeling, the drifting lights continue to pass by, each one like a slow falling snowflake that doesn't melt when it touches your lips, but leaves behind a warmth, a softness, a faint tingle, as though an invisible fingertip has brushed against you. Whisper, these are fragments of falling stars, not the shooting stars you've seen before, blazing and vanishing in seconds, but slow falling stars, so slow that you could live an entire moment alongside them. You raise your hand and one tiny light stops right at your fingertip, as if it has been waiting for you. It has no weight, no heat, no cold. It just exists, just as you exist right now. Light, calm, asking nothing. Try loosening your mind. I murmur, the way these particles of light are letting themselves drift into space. And instantly you feel something shift within you. Thoughts, once stretched tight, begin to drift to the edges of your awareness. They don't disappear, but they become so small that they can no longer disturb your breathing. The specks of light float on, each one like a thought you've let go. They don't fall, they don't soar, they simply drift, at exactly the pace your mind has longed for. You see, I hold out my hand, catch a single particle, then blow gently. It flutters off like a tiny butterfly, tracing a curved streak of light in the air. Did you know, I say, that every particle carries a story, and every story is a reminder that the universe is so vast, our worries could never be heavy enough to pull us down. You take a deep breath in and breathe out very slowly. Your breath blends with the space around you, like a thin veil of mist spreading outward. And then I say, now, choose a star. You look around, not at the lights nearby, but at a point farther away. A small star that has been there since the moment you closed your eyes back on Earth. It isn't too bright, nor too faint. It feels like someone who has been waiting for you to notice it. When you look at a star, I say, my voice as soft as wind brushing through treetops on a gentle evening. You're looking at light that was sent out a long time ago. It might have been released before you were born. It might have been sent out on the very night you felt most alone. That light has traveled for millions of years to meet you in this exact moment. You keep your gaze on that star, and something inside you moves. Not sadness, not joy, just a small stirring, like your heart is finding a rhythm it lost long ago. Place a wish upon it, I tell you. My voice a little more than a breeze. No need to say it aloud, no need to try hard. Just let it form, the same way these particles of light form, gently, naturally, without force. You close your eyes, just for a moment. Then you open them again, and the star shines just a little brighter, as if it has heard what you sent. Not because your wish has been granted, but because the universe always answers hearts that know how to be gentle with themselves. Your hand lowers, and the slow falling star streams continue to drift by, but now you no longer only see light. You see the movement of your own soul, from tight to soft, from crowded to spacious, from heavy to light, from anxious to at ease. And in all of this stillness, I stand there, a small patch of light beside you, speaking with a voice deep as earth, soft as wind. Here, you don't need to hold on to anything. You only need to let yourself drift. The slow falling streams of starlight continue on, quiet and beautiful enough to make time itself forget to move forward. In that space, where every sound is softened and every thought has shed some of its weight, there comes a tiny moment, so small you might miss it if you weren't fully present, when the light around you changes tone. It's no longer just light that floats, it's light that listens, that waits, that whispers, and in that fragile instant, the world gently opens up its next secret. For you, a pale strand of light in the distance contracts and expands like the breath of some gentle, unseen being. Before you can ask, the light begins to gather into a shape. Tiny particles draw toward one another, spinning slowly, forming a ring of radiance. Then that ring blossoms like a glowing flower in the night. From its center, a figure appears, soft as mist, yet clear as a dream you've remembered for a very long time, without knowing you remembered it. She stands there, just a few steps away, a young woman, if young can even apply in human terms. What you really see in her is the clarity of light itself, ageless, without boundaries, beyond any timeline. Her hair looks as if it's woven from silver crystals, so light that every movement resembles a silent melody. Her skin glows faintly, not like a lamp, but like moonlight dissolving into water. She smiles, and that smile seems to warm the space around you. Not with heat, but with the feeling of being seen, understood, and welcomed. Her voice doesn't arrive as sound, but as waves, a gentle breeze touching your mind, carrying a scent that's almost impossible to name. The scent of peace, the scent of beautiful memories, the scent of home. You've arrived at the right moment, she says, though it feels more like the words are happening inside you than outside. The universe has prepared a piece of itself just for you, a place only those who know how to listen to light can see. You glance toward me, as if to ask something, but I only nod slowly. Her name is Mira, I whisper, one of the last keepers of wandering light in this sky. You ask, through thought not speech, what does it mean to keep light? Mira hears you instantly. It means keeping what is beautiful, she answers, her reply carried on a soft breeze. The moments that humans sometimes forget, the times you laughed without knowing why, the afternoons when sunlight fell across the ground and made everything feel gentler. All those small moments you didn't notice, but your heart quietly saved. She steps closer, and you notice that each of her steps creates no sound, only a trembling of the luminous ground beneath her, like the surface of a lake touched by a falling leaf. We keep the light, Mira continues, so that beautiful things never disappear, even when people no longer remember them. You feel a tiny movement in your chest, as if something has touched that part of your heart you stopped noticing a long time ago. Mira tilts her head slightly, her eyes like two tender galaxies. There are few things you carry, she says, but they're sleeping. Tonight, if you like, we can wake them, gently, no pressure. You nod. You may not fully understand, but your heart understood before your mind did. In that case, Mira says, raising her hand, in her palm a small orb of light spins slowly. Come with me to this place. The light in her hand unfurls, becoming a narrow path of shining ribbons that spiral into the distance. It's so beautiful that you simply want to follow. Like a child unconsciously walking toward a familiar melody it must have heard in another lifetime. The path of light leads you through a sea of sky. The slow-falling streams of stars still drift all around, but now they carefully make way for you, as if they know you are being guided to an important place. Mira is in no hurry, yet every movement she makes has purpose, has its own rhythm, as though she is walking in time with a piece of music only she can hear. Then, ahead of you, a wide field of light slowly opens up. Not glaring, but gentle, like candlelight cupped in a pair of hands. The colors are a soft blend of pink, white, and pale blue, the kind of colors you've only ever seen in dreams. They don't stay still. They move, expanding and contracting, like flowers breathing in sync with the heartbeat of the universe. Mira stops and turns toward you. This, she says, is the luminous garden. And as you step inside, the ground beneath your feet glows, as though countless luminous petals have been waiting for you to arrive. There is no flower scent, but there is the scent of peaceful years. There is no wind, but you can hear the sound of gentle memories, not sharp, not clear, just like faint fragrances brushing past your heart. Mira reaches out and touches a flower of light. It opens into a sparkling circle, and within that light you see something deeply familiar. Not a face, not a place, a feeling. A feeling that once made you smile without remembering why. She turns to you, her smile kind as moonlight. In this garden, she says, each flower is a beautiful memory you once forgot. If you wish, we can go deeper, so you can rediscover the light within yourself. You look around, your heart softens, lightens, widens, and you know the real journey has only just begun. The moment Mira opens her hand to release the last bit of light, the space in front of you widens by a single breath. Not in the way a door swings open, but in a very soft, very gentle way, like a thin, misty lake, parting just enough to let the moon float in. You feel yourself stepping into a space that is both new and old at the same time. Strange, yet so familiar that your heart tightens slightly. This is the place Mira called the Luminous Garden. the garden nourished by the purest light of the universe, where beautiful things never wither. This garden has no soil, no rocks, no trees in the way you once knew them. Instead, the ground is made of layers of soft light. Light as silk, yet firm enough to support your every step. Each time you walk, the light curves gently beneath your feet, like a petal bowing to welcome you. The flowers here have no petals, no stems, no roots. They are small lozenges of light that are breathing, truly breathing. They rise and fall in a gentle rhythm, like the heartbeat of a sleeping child. You lean closer and realize that no two flowers are the same. Some glow a deep yellow, like the last sunlight of the day. Some shimmer silver, like winter breath. Others shine in a delicate pink, like dawn just before the sun dares to step over the mountains. They all shine, but none of them are harsh. Every glow is as tender as a lullaby. Mira walks a few steps ahead of you, leaving behind tiny sparkling ripples, like the footprints of a star that just passed by. She looks back, her eyes clear as a still lake. Here, Mira says, every beautiful memory blossoms into a flower. Not the grand memories, not the things that changed your whole life, but the small moments, subtle, gentle. Those quiet things that have been feeding your heart all these years without you ever noticing. You stand there in silence. The world around you seems to soften, as though everything that once weighed heavy inside you has slipped away behind you. Mira touches a softly glowing flower. When her fingertip meets it, the flower opens like a halo of light, and that light spreads out in front of you. Inside it, an image appears. A summer afternoon from long ago in your life, nothing more than that. Warm sun on your skin, the smell of grass, and the sound of someone's laughter. Someone you once loved very much. No face, no words, only the feeling. A feeling that makes your chest warm again. Before you can say anything, Mira smiles. See, she whispers, a beautiful memory doesn't have to be clear. It only has to make you lighter. You walk deeper into the garden. A pale blue flower trembles as you draw near. It seems to know you are there. When you reach your hand toward it, it opens slowly, as if it wants to speak. The light from this flower spreads over your hand, over your chest, then melts into the air before you, forming the image of a quiet afternoon. You sitting by a window, listening to the soft sound of rain falling on the roof, holding a warm cup in your hands. No one speaks to you in that memory, but you remember very clearly. That was the first time you truly felt safe. There is no sound other than your breathing, yet the entire garden seems to be singing. Not a song you can hear with your ears, but something that goes straight into your chest, into your heart, into the deepest places within. Mira touches a bright white flower. These, she says, are the memories you loved but accidentally forgot. Not because you wanted to forget, but because life became too loud. The flower opens, forming the image of someone's hand resting on your shoulder, the first time you cried. A memory so far back that you thought it was only a dream. There is another flower, deeper within the garden. It doesn't shine as strongly as the others, but its light is very gentle. Mira nods softly, as if she wants you to approach it yourself. You do. When you touch it, the flower opens, slowly, very slowly, and you see a place, a small corner in your life where you always felt at peace. Maybe a little room, a worn-out porch where you once sat through long afternoons, or a path you walked whenever you needed to find yourself again. Whatever it is, you know this is the soft home inside your mind, the place you can always return to, even when no one else remembers its name. Mira watches you for a long moment, her eyes shining like stars on a winter night. You carry more light than you think, she says softly. Sometimes, just one moment touching something beautiful is enough for a person to find the peace that's been sleeping inside them. You want to say something, but your throat softens, as though your heart has understood everything long before your mind can form the words. The garden around you begins to shift in color. The light from the flowers starts to blend together. They spin slowly, forming streams of light that flow like rivers. You feel yourself being bathed in pure stillness, the kind of stillness adults rarely get to touch. Mira says, choose one flower for yourself, one memory you want to carry with you. You reach out your hand. A flower gently flies toward you, as if it has been waiting a long time. When you touch it, the light flows through your hand, into your chest, then disappears. But the feeling remains, a warm, light feeling, like a thin blanket, being laid over your heart. The garden gradually dims, not to vanish, but to prepare to lead you to the next part of your journey. Mira places her hand on your shoulder, her touch light as moonlight. The journey is still long, she says, and there is much more you need to see. You breathe out very softly, and the garden of light fades like a beautiful dream, just long enough to heal you, just short enough to make you want to keep going. As the last glimmer from the flower you chose dissolves into your chest, the garden slowly shifts into another shade. The flowers are no longer lighting up the sky. Instead, a thin, gentle mist settles around you, moving in time with your heartbeat. It's as if the universe knows you've taken what you needed, and now it's ready to open another door, a door meant for the things you've been carrying for a bit too long. Mira moves ahead, the hem of her luminous robe drifting like cloth gliding through water, and gestures for you to follow. No explanation is needed. Just one slow step is enough for the world to change. You walk a few paces, and gradually, the glowing ground of the garden opens into a soft, hazy valley. Ahead of you, within the milk-like mist, a river appears. Not a river of water, but a flowing band of nebula, moving very slowly, as if every grain of dust in it has a soul of its own. The color of that river is never fixed. At times, it's rose-violet, then soft blue, then shifts into a silver sheen that smells like the night sky after being lightly touched. The light from the nebula reflects off your skin like little pieces of star trying to talk to you. Mira stands at the bank, letting her bare feet rest in the velvety light, and says softly, "This is where everything heavy in the heart can dissolve." You move closer, feeling the warmth rising from the nebula. Not hot, not cold. Just enough for you to realize that you still feel, still know how to hurt, how to love, how to hold on. But because of that, you've also let worries, sad memories, unsaid words, and moments of self-blame sit in your heart for far too long. Mira looks at you with an understanding gaze. There's nothing wrong with carrying sadness, she says, but no one was born to carry it forever. She places something very small in your hand, a pebble, clear as glass but warm as though it's been held tightly for a long time. This, Mira says, is a pebble of worry. Everyone has one. It's not created, it's accumulated. It isn't evil, but if you wish, you can let the nebula hold it for you. You look down at the pebble in your palm. You're not sure why, but it feels like you've been holding it your whole life. Though you're touching it for the first time, it is strangely familiar. As if it contains every thought you ever wanted to breathe out, but instead locked inside your chest. You hold the pebble for a long time. Mira doesn't rush you. The nebula river ahead of you continues to flow slowly, like an ancient lullaby. The luminous gas swirls, forming shapes you can't quite name, sometimes like wings, sometimes like clouds, sometimes like your own breathing turning into color. When you close your eyes, the sound of the nebula rises softly, not like waves, not like water, more like the sound of everything you ever wanted to say, but no one heard. A gentle, deep sound that makes your heart soften. At last, you open your eyes and look at Mira. She nods lightly, as though she's known your decision all along. You lift the pebble to your chest, where you keep your deepest things, and then, very slowly, open your hand. The little light inside the pebble starts to beat. Once, twice, then stretches out into a thin stream of light that drifts down into the nebula river. When it touches the surface, it doesn't sink, but merges, as if a drop of color has been pulled out and spread thin, fading, then disappearing completely without a trace. You think you might feel empty, but you don't. What you feel is light. So light that your chest seems to widen, giving you more room to breathe. Mira's fingers brush your arm, gentle as early winter wind. "See," she says, "not everything heavy in the heart is meant to be kept. Some things, once released, make life soft enough to hold you." You stand by the nebula river for a long time. Each time the light in the flowing gas shifts color, it feels as though another layer of worry in you has quietly melted. No naming, no recalling, no analyzing. As long as you agree to let go, the river does the rest. It carries away not only what weighs you down, but also the invisible noise you bring with you from your days. The unsaid words, the pressure you didn't dare share, the sadness you've buried because you thought no one would understand. All of it flows away, gently, without pain, without regret. When you feel you have left enough behind, Mira raises her hand and draws a thin line of light in the air. That line unfolds into a bridge, a soft, transparent bridge, as if woven from the breath of the stars. "Let's go on," she whispers. "There is one more place that wants to meet you." You look back at the nebula one last time. You no longer see the pebble, only layers of light, swirling, as if they are smiling at you. And in that moment you know you are lighter, so light that your steps feel like drifting, like you're no longer touching the ground, like you're being lifted by the very peace you've just reclaimed. As the nebula's glow quiets behind you, the light bridge Mira created stretches out like a strip of silk drawn into infinity. You follow her, and with each step you take, your feet feel lighter, softer, until you can no longer tell whether you are walking on the bridge or floating through a space filled with violet light. The wind of the universe here is not cold. It feels like an invisible embrace, gently wrapping around your shoulders, just enough to let you know you are not alone. And in that moment, you sense that something is changing inside you, very slowly, very deeply. When you and Mira leave the bridge, the ground beneath you turns into a sea of soft light, like clouds that have dissolved into tiny pieces. Every step you take sends circles of light spreading outward, shimmering before melting back into the endless sky. Mira stops, turns to you, and whispers, "This is where the body and the mind find each other again." You don't fully understand what that means, but you feel each word opening a quiet space in your chest. That quiet isn't empty. It is full of peace. You sit down on the luminous blanket of the cosmos, and Mira sits beside you, her hands radiating a soft light, like the steady breathing of the sky. "Place one hand on your chest," she says, "and the other on your belly. Let your body remember itself." You do as she says, and slowly, warmth spreads from your hands beneath your skin. Then further, as though an invisible candle is being lit from inside you. This light isn't something you see with your eyes, but with a deep awareness in your heart. Mira smiles. She says, softly, "Is your heartbeat?" You close your eyes. There is no longer a garden of light, no longer the nebula river, only the sound of your own heart, pulsing steadily like a distant drum of a slowly turning planet. Then each beat begins to sync with your breath, inhaling, gentle, long, warm, exhaling, soft, slow, letting go. And slowly, your breath and your heartbeat, once two separate rhythms, begin to merge into a single current. You don't force it. You don't try. You just allow everything to happen the way the nebula river already knew where it needed to flow. Somewhere far away, stardust falls like slow snow. No sound, no hurried motion. Everything unfolds like a sleeping dance. You open your eyes and realize that you're lying down, not on the ground, but on the very curve of the Milky Way, arched beneath your body like the universe's own hammock. The stars below you shimmer in time with your breathing, as if the entire sky has been waiting for you to allow it to blend into you. Feel the support beneath you, Mira whispers close to your ear. Not from a bed, not from the earth, from space itself. The universe never lets anyone fall. You surrender a little more. Your shoulders drop, your neck softens. Your back is cradled by a layer of warm light, so soft you can no longer tell where your body ends and the universe begins. There is only one remaining sensation. You are being lifted by something far greater than you, yet gentler than any arms that have ever held you in this life. Mira places her hand on your chest, right where your heart is beating. The light from her palm flows into you like warm water. Do you feel it? She says. Your heartbeat and the heartbeat of the universe have always been playing the same song. You're surprised to realize that something really is vibrating all around you at the exact same frequency, as if every star, every band of light, every particle of dust is pulsing in time with your heart. That rhythm is not fast, not slow. It is simply gentle, steady, exactly what it needs to be. The warmth in your body spreads down through your fingers, then along your arms, then slowly rises up to your neck and face. Every place the light passes becomes lighter, softer, calmer. When the light reaches your legs, you feel them melt into the Milky Way beneath you, blending into the soft white-blue glow. Then the light moves deeper into your chest, the place where you keep all the sorrows that never found words. But instead of pressing on them and causing pain, the light just touches once, so gently, and those sorrows dissolve like mist touched by morning sun. Now you feel as if you no longer carry any weight at all. Your body is as light as a thought, your mind as soft as a dream. You are not lying on the Milky Way. You are part of it. You aren't looking at the universe. You are living inside its heartbeat. Every heavy thought disappears, not because you force it away, but because it simply has no place in a chest that is widening to receive light. All you need to do, Mira says, is breathe. You take a slow, deep breath in. White glow light pours into your chest like the first cool wind of the day. Then you breathe out, and that light flows back outward, soaking the universe in a gentle, golden calm that only you can create. Mira looks at you, her eyes kind, like someone who has watched thousands of souls rediscover their own tenderness. When you breathe, she says, the universe breathes with you, and you believe her, not with your mind, but with your senses. With the way your body feels so light it seems it might just melt into the sky. With the way your mind feels so deep, it seems it could hear the turning of the stars. You close your eyes again. The light beneath you rocks slightly like waves. There is no shape anymore, no boundary between you and the universe. There is only one rhythm, your breath. Only one sound, the beat of your heart. Only one thing truly exists, a vast silence so great it cradles you, like a child being lulled to sleep beneath the night sky. And very slowly, very naturally, you begin to sink into the deepest layer of peace, where body and mind are no longer two, but a single soft stream of light, being held in the arms of the sky. While you're still floating in the middle of the Milky Way, your chest full of light, breathing as if the universe itself is breathing with you. Mira watches you for a long time, with the gaze of someone who understands something you haven't yet found the words for. Then she tilts her head gently, and strands of luminous hair fall like stardust. "It's time to go back," she whispers. "Not to return, because the journey is over, but because you've already carried a piece of the sky inside you." And as she says it, you realize your body is beginning to feel its weight again. Not heavy, not burdened. Just enough for you to know you still belong to both worlds at once. The Milky Way beneath your back slowly breaks apart into tiny fragments of light, and those fragments fade into soft halos of mist. You feel yourself being lifted, then gently lowered, as if someone is carrying you in the arms of the universe itself. When you open your eyes again, a path of light appears ahead. It's no longer the hammock of stars, but more like a silver stream running uphill, leading back to where you first began. Mira stands right beside you, her hand glowing softly like a small lantern made just for you to walk through the night. You follow her onto the path. Each step you take causes the sky to change color. Violets shifting into blue, blue softening into pale white, then warming back into gold. It feels as though the sky wants to send you off with every tender shade it has. And then, at the end of the path, you see the familiar staircase of light, the same one that carried you up here, one breath at a time. Now, it waits to bring you back to the place your body calls home. Mira stops at the first step. She looks at you with eyes that hold no trace of farewell, only a gentle brightness that says, "We will meet again, somewhere else, in another shape." She places her hand lightly on your chest, right where the warmth from the earlier meditation is still glowing softly. A gentle wave of light spreads outward, like an embrace. "This light will not leave you," she says, her voice like stars brushing together to form a single note. "Even when you sleep, even when you forget it's there." You breathe in. The air of the universe fills your chest like a first breath. Then you step down onto the first stair. Light blossoms under your feet in shining circles. Mira stays where she is, watching. Not sad, not regretful, just calm. With every step you descend, the sky retreats further away. But the feeling of the universe grows closer, as if it is soaking into every breath you take. When you reach the last step, the light around you turns a gentle shade of gold. The scent of pine wood and cold mountain air from the California peak slips into your lungs like an old greeting. The door of Skyhaven appears, framed by a soft drift of silver mist. You turn, wanting to see Mira one last time, but she has already dissolved into the passing sparks of light in the sky. Strangely, you don't feel lonely. Something inside you whispers that she is still here, only now in the form of the quiet steadiness in your own heart. The observatory door opens very softly, as though it has always known you would return. Warm yellow light spills from a small oil lamp inside, and in the corner of the room, the one waiting for you, of course, is me. I smile when I see you step in, your eyes still reflecting the glitter of the stars. "You're back," I say, my voice soft enough to melt into the stillness around us. "I knew you would return, at just the right time." You walk into the little cabin, where the heat from the stove still spreads a gentle warmth. There is no vast universe stretched around you now, yet somehow the warmth beneath your skin feels exactly the same as when you were lying on the Milky Way. Something in you has changed, lighter, quieter, wider, as if you've brought an entire band of stars home with you. I rest my hand on the back of the chair near the window and invite you to sit. "You'll see," I say slowly, "the universe isn't only above your head. It's right there in every breath you take." Outside the window, the California sky is glittering. Not as grand as when you floated between galaxies, but softer now, like an old friend, smiling to welcome you back. I gently pull a soft blanket over your legs. The fabric settles around you, reminding you that you are safe here, in this tiny room on the mountaintop, where the night has never let anyone lose their way. You've traveled far, I say, my voice growing deeper, and you've brought the light back with you. You close your eyes, and that warmth spreads through your chest. Mira is no longer in front of you, but her goodnight blessing still seems to hum somewhere inside your ribcage, a blessing light as a falling star, touching your heart and dissolving into tenderness. You breathe out, long, soft, and the oil lamp in the room flickers gently with your exhale, as if the cabin itself is breathing alongside you. You're safe now, I whisper. Tonight, the sky will stand guard over your sleep, and I'll be here, finishing this story until you drift into your deepest rest. You don't need to say anything. Just let your body grow softer. Let all the love in the universe gather and wrap around you like a blanket of light. And in that moment, Skyhaven is no longer just an observatory. It becomes the place you return to, the place where every journey settles into peace. And then, with your very next breath, you begin to slide into sleep, light as the last star falling onto a still lake at the foot of the mountain. You sit quietly in the little wooden cabin, where the warm yellow light of the oil lamp still burns like the heart of the room. The sky outside continues whispering through the window, sprinkling its last grains of starlight onto the ground, as if to soothe you one more time. I sit nearby, far enough to give you space, close enough for you to feel held. There's no need to say anything at all. Everything that matters most is already resting in your breath. You place your hand on your chest, where Mira once touched, right over the spot where the light is still gently warm beneath your skin. Your heartbeat is steady and soft, as if it's now moving in time with the breath of the mountain, the wind, and the whole universe outside. Can you feel it? I ask, very softly, almost like a stray draft of wind entering the room. That is the light from within you. It's here, in every beat. You don't need to answer. Just let your hand rest there and allow the warmth from inside to spread. Slowly, you close your eyes. The room seems to draw in a little, growing warmer, quieter. The night no longer feels as vast as when you drifted among the galaxies, but it is now so familiar that you can feel yourself being held. Everything you saw out there, the stars, the garden of light, the nebula river, comes back, gathering inside you. Each piece of light merges into another, becoming a soft blanket wrapping around your body from the inside out. Outside, the wind shifts direction just a little, as if someone is gently stroking your hair. The scent of pine from the forest below the mountain slides through the crack in the door, brushing your breath with a cool, soothing fragrance. The wood near the stove creaks softly, like someone turning over in their sleep, safe and at peace. Everything at Skyhaven speaks the same language. Rest, you've done enough. You deserve this peace. You take another deep breath, long, slow, and it feels as if the entire room is breathing with you. The tiny crackles of the fire, the wind moving along the eaves, and those soft pockets of silence between each sound calm your heart further, easing it into the rhythm of complete stillness. You no longer have to try. You no longer have to hold anything up. Tonight, you are allowed to put everything down. I look at you, the lamplight reflecting on your eyelids as they flutter like a butterfly's wings. You're safe now, I say, my voice nearly sinking into the background. There's nothing out there asking you to be strong anymore. No one needs you to stay awake a little longer. From this moment on, the universe will watch over your sleep. And I mean every word, because I can feel the quiet wrapping itself around you, like an invisible blanket of sky. You feel your body grow a little heavier, not from exhaustion, but from relaxing so deeply that every muscle melts into the mattress beneath you. The hand on your chest grows warmer, your eyelids heavier, your mind hazy, like a lake covered in mist. You are standing on the very edge between waking and sleep. where all your tension leaves you without you even noticing. Outside the window, a tiny streak of light slides across the sky. It doesn't blaze, it doesn't flare, just glides slowly down toward the foot of the mountain. I know you're not opening your eyes to see it, but I tell you anyway, as a final gift before you slip into sleep. A star is wishing you good night, I whisper, and it wants you to know you are never alone. You breathe out, a breath so soft it's almost inaudible. The night leans in toward you, cradling that breath like a mother holding a child as they drift off. The warmth beneath the blanket reaches your toes, then rises to your neck, then spreads over your face. Your shoulders lower a little more. Your heart beats steadily, like footsteps, fading gently into a quiet forest of dreams. Good night, Mira, I murmur, as if speaking on your behalf. Thank you for bringing them home to their peace. Then I turn my attention back to you, my voice almost disappearing into the firelight. Now, you don't need to hear the rest of the story. You're already drifting. Drifting light as a star resting on a pillow of clouds. You don't answer. But I know you hear me. On a very deep level. A place that only those on the edge of sleep can reach. I lower my voice until it's almost no more than a feeling. You are safe. You are resting. You are allowed to sleep deeply, so that in the morning you can wake as a lighter version of yourself. The room sinks into complete stillness. Only your breath remains, slow, steady, farther and farther away, like waves drawing back from the shore after each gentle crash. And I say nothing more, because from this moment on, words are no longer needed. Only the warmth of this small room on the mountaintop and the quiet of your heart will guide you into tonight's deepest sleep. You have arrived in the safest place. You can sleep now.